Good morning, students. Today we do the next lesson in grammar, that's sentences and phrases. And this is going to be very easy for you because it includes subject and predicate, which we have already done. So the only difference you have to learn is between a sentence and a phrase. And then you're going to get practice also of subject and predicate. So this is in a way I've given it so that you get it's like practice for your exams, which are soon approaching. So once you do this, you will be getting practice not only in sentences and phrases, but also in subject and predicate. Okay, so let's start. A sentence is a group of words which make complete sense, and the words are also well arranged. So when you listen to a sentence, it makes complete sense. You can understand everything. It's a full sentence, so you can understand that there is some meaning in what the person is saying. Okay, the words are also properly and well arranged. Clear? Okay. Now, for example, he sings sweet songs. Second example, I play football every day. So this is a complete sentence. When you listen to it, okay, you can understand what they're trying to tell you. Every sentence consists of two parts, subject and predicate. That what we speak about is called the subject, and what is said about the subject is called the predicate. So whom you are talking about, that is the subject. Okay, whom you are talking about, some action is being done, and who is doing that action, that person you are talking about, that person, that exactly is your subject. And what you're telling about the person or what action he has done, that is your predicate. Now, a phrase, what is the difference between a sentence and a phrase? A phrase is a group of words which makes sense but not complete sense. Example, in the morning at 7 o'clock. So here you can see it is part of a sentence, but it makes some sense. You can understand. Okay, in the morning, what happened? Did you get up in the morning? You didn't get up in the morning. There was an earthquake in the morning, or you are not going to get up in the morning. You There's nothing mentioned before that. So the sentence, it's a part of a sentence, but it's not a complete sentence. When you listen to this part of a sentence, it makes some sense. You can understand something, but whatever you understand is not complete. Okay. Now, next you have to remember, very, 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 very important is you will have no verb in a sentence. There will be no verb in a sentence. I'm repeating it again. There will be no verb in a sentence. Clear? Sorry, in a phrase. So the difference between a sentence and just a phrase is a phrase should never have a verb. A phrase should never have a verb. Clear? See the example. Example, in the morning at 7 o'clock. Is there a verb in that? None of them. None, both of the sentences do not have any verb. Okay. We can turn phrases into sentences by adding other words to them, but one of these must be a verb. So for it to be a sentence, there should be a verb in it. Clear? Otherwise, it's just considered to be a phrase. A sentence has a verb in it, a phrase does not. So this is what you have to remember, very, very important. Example, we play football in the morning. So this is the full sentence and you have the verb play. I go to school every day at 7. This is the full sentence and it has the verb go. This is very easy, it's not difficult at all. So now we go to the exercise part of it. Your homework. Pick the phrases from the sentences and also divide them into subject and predicate. So now if you see this, I have done the first one for you, how you have to write your answer. Mary goes to church every day. Now here first we do the subject and predicate. For that you have to see what is the action. Here goes is the action. Now who is doing the action? Mary. Correct? So who is doing the action? Whom are you talking about in the sentence? You're talking about Mary. So she is your subject. So here you see I wrote subject Mary. And then the whole thing, the rest of it. Once you remove your subject, The rest of it, all that is your predicate. Clear? Now subject and predicate. Okay, now about phrase. Now remember, the phrase does not have a verb. So here, just part of the sentence. What is that telling about Mary going to church? When, where, how? That will be your answer for a phrase. So when is she going to church? The action taking place on a Sunday. Okay, action is taking place where? Here. Action is taking place. She's going. When is the action taking place? On a Sunday. So on a Sunday is the phrase. See, is there any verb in this part? No. On a Sunday there is no verb. So always check that there should be no verb. Okay, I will tell you even a few which are a little bit tricky. So you may get confused. So up in the sky flew the balloon. Okay, there should be a full stop here, not a comma. Okay. Now if you look at this sentence, tell me where is the action here? This flew is the action. Now, who is doing this action? Not up in the sky, but the balloons are doing the action. The balloons are flying. So your subject is the balloon. Subject is what? The balloons. Clear? And the rest of it from here till here, all this means up in the sky flew. This part is your predicate. Now, how did it become ulta? How did the balloons come this side? Because this is an inversion. The sentence is not in the proper prose order. Understood? How your proper prose order is? Subject, verb, rest of object, and rest of sentence. Correct? So you, instead of starting with the subject, they ended with the subject. Clear? So you think that it is in the right sentence. The balloons flew up in the sky. So what is the action being done? The action being done is flew. Who is doing the action? The balloons. And the rest is the predicate flew up in the sky, including the verb. Predicate including the verb. Okay. The predicate should have a verb. It's only the phrase that doesn't have the verb. Now which is the phrase? Up in the sky, not the balloon. This is confusing. That's why I'm explaining again. Not the balloon. Up in the sky is your phrase. Okay. Now the next one. Round and round the tree we played. Again, is it in the proper order? No. Because who does the action should be first. Who does the action? Is it there first? No. So now what is your action? We played. See, your action is last. Action is last in the sentence. Now who is doing this action? You pick the action first. And see who is doing the action? We. So now what is your subject? We. Okay, we is your subject. And rest of it, the whole thing, played round and round the tree is your predicate. Played round and round the tree is your predicate. Now, which will be your verb phrase? Remember there is no verb, so you have to remove this verb. Okay, and then what is your remaining? If you remove the verb, subject is already gone. So what is remaining? Round and round the tree. So your phrase is round and round the tree. Okay. Now this is the last one I will do. Rest you have to do by yourself. The old man gave us some good advice. Now this is in the proper prose order. So let's see. Now what is the action doing here? He gave. Okay. Action done here is that he gave. Now who gave? Who is doing this action giving? The old man. So the old man, the whole thing is your subject. Okay. Now what did he do? He gave some good advice. So the rest of it all is your predicate. Now let's go to your phrase. What did I say? No verb in a phrase. And so this is your verb. Correct. Subject also doesn't come in the phrase. Okay. So what is the next part of the sentence? Us some good advice. But will you put us over there? No. You have to say from here. Some good advice. What did he give? We ask the question. What did he give? Some good advice. What did he give? Some good advice. So your phrase is only some good advice, not us. Us will not be included in your phrase. Clear? So now I've taught you all the different types of sentences where the trick can be. You should pay attention and be alert when you're doing it. I've explained. If you don't understand these four sentences, listen to the explanation that I gave you again. Then you will be able to do all the rest of the sentences. Clear? See the action and say who is doing the action. The man is doing, the man with the long beard is doing, the man who is my uncle is doing. So you have to think of that, not just the man. The man who is my uncle gave me a chocolate. The man with the long hair was following me. Okay, so your whole thing, what was he doing? Action following. What was he doing? Giving you a chocolate. So who was giving you? The whole thing will come as your subject. Clear? Okay. So now I'm just reading everything. The old man gave us some good advice. An empty vessel makes much noise. The wicked queen lived in the palace. The piper stepped into the street. My sister is afraid of dogs. The man with the long coat is my uncle. See, just what I was telling you. Here your verb is. Verb is. Okay. A stranger came to my house one night. Little Bo Peep lost her sheep. The girl with brown eyes knows me. So this is not very difficult. You will be able to do it. Just keep faith and have confidence. Okay. So do have a good day and complete your homework. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.